guys, welcome back for more. My name is Angelique Alita, and if you're joining me from the Back to Basics and Not So Basic makeup series, where I teach you step-by-step tutorials featuring the best of the best tips from all of the trends out here in the makeup community, welcome back. If you're just here to see this sultry fox eye, please note that I am taking tips and tricks from every trend that is, I won't say every, but from the most highlighted trends and involving them into one video to create a perfect look for your face. Even if you don't look like me and I don't look like you, these tips and tricks should allow you to flatter your own features. Long story short, the whole purpose of this video is to still give you a more natural look even though you are beat for the gods. Now, we will be doing the sultry fox eye trend, which I definitely love because, like I said, I like to create a feminine canvas. To complement my face, I do have high cheekbones, very sharp heart-shaped face, but regardless, I do feel like this look will complement a lot of women. The reason why is because it does pull your face up, back, snatched, relax, but it's cute. So 3 things I want to note that I have noticed when doing this trend. It's all about the placement. You want to make sure that you are following your own eye line. You also want to make sure that you are leaving the inners very light and bright, and the eye gets more so attracted to this part of your face, and you're also creating height, which I should say a bigger lid space. Now I kind of have enough. I don't have hooded eyes or anything like that, but if you do, it's all in your liner placement, so I'm going to do it that way for you. Also, it's with your crease. You want to create your crease a little higher so that way it gives the illusion of a bigger lid. Now that that has been explained, let's get to it. So today I am focusing, like I have been doing in all of the Back to Basic makeup series. I have to say not so basic, I ain't basic. The Back to Basics and Not So Basic makeup series on affordable makeup. This one I picked up from Target. This is by Makeup Obsessions. It is their, it says be obsessed with. Oh duh, it says be obsessed. So funny. This is their Be Obsessed With makeup palette. I think it's perfect for this look because it has a lot of browns, neutrals, and a little bit of red, which I think will go very nice with this fox eye. But to be honest, I'm going to focus on a few colors. One thing that I have noticed with this makeup tutorial is it actually doesn't use probably more than 3 or 4 colors depending on how much you are trying to deepen it up. But the key to this look is to have it blown out and simple. It looks like a very complicated look, but it's actually not. So let's just get started. Just to let you know, if you want to pick up the same brushes I have, I also did pick this up at Target and it's pretty affordable. This is by Elf. Elf, sponsor me. I'm featuring you so much. Hello, I'm Angelique. I'm here for you. This is the Smokey Eye Brush Kit. It does come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brushes. I will be using 1 more of my own, but I thought this was perfect just in case you are looking for a starter kit. The reason why is because it has every brush in here that you need, and I can't remember how much you retail for it, but I'm sure I'll include that somehow on the screen, right? So we're just going to get started with this. A part of this series, I'm also giving you reviews on the new products I've had. So if you're coming back from those videos, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me. I'm so glad you're liking what I'm doing. But anyways, so let me let you know what brushes these come with. And these are probably, I will say, your staple brushes that you will need as a beginner-friendly set, which is why I do think you should pick this set up. They have the Fluffy Eye Blender brush. You also have your eyeshadow C brush. Can you see the C? There we go. Your C brush. Then you have your small precision brush, which is going to come in handy now that I think about it. And your blending brush. You definitely need this for this look, because it has to be very blown up. And then your small angle brush. So actually what I think I'm going to do, I'm not even going to use the other brush I had, which was a doesn't have a label on it. That's God saying don't use it. I just want you to know you can achieve this look with these 5 brushes, just in case you want to pick it up yourself. Now, first we're going to start with a primer. Kids, what have we learned so far? What is primer? Tell me, I'm listening. Okay, good job. I'm so proud of you. You're making me so proud. Where's my primer? Oh, right here. Primer also by Elf. This is not a sponsored video, but it should be. So you're going to take your primer. Your primer, as we discussed in part 1 of this series, allows for a barrier and enhances and allows your makeup to do what it came here to do. So your eyeshadow primer is actually going to allow your eyeshadow to stick. Does that make sense? Now, when you're doing your eyeshadow primer, you want to, tip number 1, steer clear of getting it in your crease. Blend it into your crease, but don't place it into your crease. So what does that mean? You're going to place it here, and you're going to place it here. My crease, as you can see, is here, so I'm going to place it here, right? And then you're going to take your pinky finger and you're going to pat it all in. Now, a lot of people do like to use a brush with their eyeshadow primer, but I'm not, obviously. But you see how I'm blending it over my crease? The reason why is because I have found when it gets in your crease, it creases. You need to allow it time to dry down. And I'm kind of going to bring it out here just because this primer, I'm sorry, I did not say the name of it. I don't even know where I put it, guys. Well, this primer does have a bit of a color to it. Now, when I'm putting on my primer, I'm going to keep that eye closed. You see how this is a little lighter than this one? Oh, keep it closed. The reason why is because I don't want it to crease yet. Oh, it's right here. So this e.l.f. primer is in the color sheer. It doesn't look so sheer, does it? That's fine by me. So it does add a little bit of color. This should be fine because I don't feel like looking like this for much longer. I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. So a little here and a little over my crease. Once again, we don't want it to crease in our crease. We want it to not let the crease crease, so we have to let it do its job first. And we do that by patting the primer over our lid. Yay, good answer. Bring it out a little bit. The reason why I'm putting a little on is because this is going to be such a blown out look. You do want to have that base, but I don't like my primer to be, I don't know how to explain it. I don't like a lot of primer on my eyes because I feel like if it does have a slight color like this, it takes away from the look. Does that make sense? Okay, that does. So I'm gonna let that dry. Speaking of, next I actually picked up these line define eye tapes because the fox eye creates that sharp look. You can always grab some eye tape, and I think this was only like $2, also by Elf. So gotcha. It comes like this. Oh my goodness, I did not know it was more than, I hit the jackpot. Let me put these back in. I only need 2. I'm kind of wasting time. Oh, I do need 1. Okay. So that being said, we are going to take some tape. If you want to use regular Scotch tape, be careful because it can pull your lid. You want to be very careful with your eyelids, remember. But what you can do is put the Scotch tape on your hand, then rip it off, so that way it takes off some of the adhesion. Now with the line for the fox eye, you want it to come up kind of rounded. So because my eye is already round, kind of almond shape, I do have astigmatism, so leave me alone if you see a difference. You're going to take it at the corner of your eye. I'm actually going to let my lash line there hang down, and to my eyebrow. Cool. Thank you, all up in my hairline. Oh wow, what I do is moving when I blink. That's funny. Okay, So we're going to do the same thing on this eye. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Oh my god, I'm so excited. You know what I just noticed? The fox eye doesn't go up this much. I just noticed that. I'm just gonna pull it down a little bit. Okay, so that's even. Take your tape, put it on. And I actually think I did do a good job. I was right. Cause see how my eye stops right there? It just continues down line in. Does that make sense? Continue the line in. So whether you have tape or don't, the first thing you want to do is take a makeup shadow palette. You want to take a brown. So one thing that I noticed was that most people would use a, yo, where my brushes go that quick? Yo, where my brushes go that quick? Dang, I'm losing shit already. That's crazy, bruh. Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, there we go. So first we're going to start by contouring, not contouring, basically contouring, but carving out our crease. Now remember I said a part of this look is allows you to be a little more lifted. So we're going to take a brown. I actually really like this brown right here, and we're going to mix it a little bit with this one. The reason why is because, let me give you the numbers just in case. How do you read this? Okay, yeah. Number 4 and number 7. I said that right. So we're going to take number 4 and number 7. Now as you can see, this is brown, but this is gray. This gives you a little bit more of a shadow, which is what you need when in your crease. See how we took up this product, has a very nice red undertone. Tap that off, pull it in here, tap that, and we're going to carve out our crease, but we're going to do it higher. Start at the inner portion of the outer portion and work your way in. This is just going to be a nice blown out look. The trick to the fox eye I have found is not putting as much color at the inner parts. Words. What am I talking about? You want to focus that color here. And this part we'll save for our contour. Cool. It is very red now I look at it, but it's fine. Too late. We'll fix that with our contour shade. And we're going to slowly keep bringing that to the outside. Now, when you're doing it, you want to flick it so it's going up, even though it's into the tape. Okay. Flick it, flick it, flick it, flick it, flick it. Flick it, 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 flick it. Because that's very, very, you know what, after tape, I can do it after tape, okay. Because that is very, very, red, I am going to cheat. I was trying to avoid using this because I typically wanted to stick to something affordable, but I need something brown. So take yourself a brown eyeshadow and place it just there. You see how that's the only thing on my lid right now? Just place it there. And that actually helped a lot. This is going to be one of the darker parts of your lid. There we go. It's supposed to be very blown out right here. So just keep blending. And flick, 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 flick. Blend and flick, 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 flick. See how I'm going up? Going this way. That's your first step. Now you want to take a brown pomade. I'm actually going to use my Makeup Obsessions eyeshadow. I'm using my Makeup Obsessions eyebrow pomade. It's the only one that I have that's brown. But the reason why you're going to use that is because you want to create your liner. That's some eye boogies. It's okay. So when doing your underliner, you are just going to stroke your lash line very thinly. You want to take the pomade and create your flick. Now, when creating your liner flick, you do want to make sure you're following your under eye and you're making it as thin as you can. We are going to blend this out, but keep it thin. And you're blending up. Just like that. If you have small eyes, avoid putting the pomade here. Just put it on your outer ends because that will actually close your lid. What you really want is this portion of your lid to be open. That's what allows that shape to come through. Perfect. This one curves a little bit more, but it's okay. We're going to blend it regardless. So before we blend it, you're going to take your eyeshadow C brush and you're going to take it into the color I'm using is 1, but you want to do something that's very vanilla, close to your lid shape, but still adds like some highlight to it. And you're going to focus that right here. Still keeping your lid, because this part of your lid you want to remain kind of smaller. You're creating the illusion that your eye is going like this. Does that make sense? Like a cat eye. So you're going to place that on top. It's okay if it covers that gel because you will be adding liner over it now just for the base. This part of your lid should appear hollow. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, this look is so simple. It looks complicated, but it's not. It's all in the technique. Now that we have done that, you're going to take your blending brush. Your blending brush is perfect for diffusing color and blending, obviously. I'm going to dip into number 10. I'm not really sure about this palette. It's very powdery. Very pigmented, but very powdery. You're going to take this, we're going to actually start from this inner portion and blend all this together. It's okay if that line doesn't go away all the way. We're going to put black over it anyways. Dang, I wish that tape worked. What you really want to be focused on is creating that cat eye effect with the shadow. But only at the outer portion. We're not going to put any shadow, dark shadow right here. Cool. I'm sorry, I really don't like this shadow. Sorry. But you see how I'm filling in this gap between the line and the pomade with shadow? That's what you want to focus on.
And then blend over that line.
Alright, now one thing I want you to note. There is a gap of color right in between this space. Do you see? You want to leave that. You actually want to highlight it. You're going to highlight it with a color that complements the first one you use. I'm going to use this one. I hope I don't regret this. Take that same C brush, just a little bit, and you're going to ever so slightly. You see how I did that? That just brings out that little space. Now we're going to blend all this and add the liner, and that's what's really going to give it that fox eye effect. Okay, sorry guys, my battery died, so I kind of forgot where I left off, but long story short, I think it was the eyeliner. The eyeliner is really what makes or breaks this look. As we have done thus far, we just created that shape, and then we did our base for our liner and created that hollow depth, which allows our eyes to be focused on here, and this is just nice and bright white. Right? So let's focus on the liner. Remember I said I am also doing affordable makeup with this series, and I am so excited to try this. This is NYX Professional Epic Ink Eyeliner. It's waterproof, which I really don't like using waterproof product on my eyes because tip number one, or I don't know what tip we're on in this video, but tip, waterproof is really hard to wash off, which is supposed to be. But that being said, I'm gonna go for it. So I do like felt tip liners. There are different types of liners. You can always have a brush liner, or you can always use a pencil liner, depending on what you're going for. All work very well. However, when you are going for a very nice cat eye, I recommend the felt tip. It allows for a pointier application. Is very controlled as a pencil. This is NYX Epic Ink Liner in black, and this is the blackest that they had. So what we're going to do is that brown that we went over, we're going to focus on filling that in, as well as creating a curve. You do not want to add liner to your whole lid unless you really like that. I would recommend just drawing into your lash line, but for the fox eye, we want our eyes to go up and be focused in here. So let's first start with the liner. When you do your liner, at least when I do mine, I start with the end, which is perfect for this look. And when you do so, make sure, oh wow, whoa, I'm glad I did that. Look how black that is. Wow, I'm nervous now. Okay, let me get used to it. Okay. So I'm just going to use a tip. It's all about the pressure you apply. So first you're going to just take it, flip it. Oh, thank you, Jesus, I did it. Oh, I was so nervous. And when I do my liner, I alternate each side. It looking very different. So here we go. Take it and flick. I'm so nervous. Okay. Oh, okay, I did it. Now, you want to connect this with that. You want to focus on keeping that as sharp as possible, and you actually want to start with the outer mid of your line for this fox eye. You want to create it very thin. That's the other thing. This requires a thin line. Yes, okay. Did that. So to go from the outer mid. Perfect. Now I'm gonna fill in this gap right here. Okay. I filled in this already. Perfect. I was so nervous. Now, the trick to this, which I'm equally as nervous about, is the inner eye flicks. Sorry, I have eye boogers. That's not cute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me fix this shit real quick. Okay, so the inner eye flicks. You're going to, when you do, okay, so tip, because I've seen people do this the wrong way. When you do your inner eye flicks, don't do it to face inwards, because what that does is pull your eyes to look like you're too close together. So especially if your eyes are already closer together, like they're set close, you don't want to do that, because what it will do is make them look like you're kind of like focusing that way. Does that make sense? So instead, you want your flicks to also complement the upward shape. So we're going to place them down. The easiest way I found to do this is to start at your waterline and just flick down. So start here, flick down. Good, okay. And you do it very small because you're going to fill it in even more soon. So I start here, do it down. See how simple that was? You don't have to make it over exaggerated. Do what works best for your eyes. If you have larger eyes, congratulations, you can do it more. If you have small eyes, I would just do a little bit to create that definition and bring the eye there, a little darkness, if that makes sense. Now, the flicks also are on the upper lid, but remember, we're not going on this section. You just want to flick it here. And then connect that just like you did on the end. Perfect. Now, same here. This is why I said don't do it so heavy in the beginning, because you probably have to start filling it in as you go. And then the last flick, which I'm really nervous about with this liner because it is felt tip, it's technically liquid, is you have to do under flicks too in the same area near your waterline, but not, I wouldn't go on your waterline with the liquid liner. So I'm just going to press it here. Oh, that worked. Don't go in your waterline, just press it right where your lashes are. And the trick is you want to do it until where your pupil, the outer edge of your pupil is. So if I look straight, this is scaring me. If I look straight, my pupil ends right here. I'm not touching my eyeball, don't worry. My pupil ends here, the line's there. It allows people to focus on your eyes. Wow, you can really see my astigmatism right now. It's cool. You know why? Because this eye is thicker. I see why. So, I need to add a little more here. It's all trial and error. Oh, fuck. Let me leave it alone. Wow, you can really see my astigmatism. Sorry guys, I can tell you can really see my astigmatism when it comes down to this. So because of that, I am going to press the black into my waterline. Still so it's thin. Yeah, much better. Because you could tell that my eyes were two different shapes like that. I'm just slowly pressing it into my lash line. Yeah, that looks much better for me. But in order to combat that, I'm going to thicken this up a little bit. Much better. Okay, so if you have astigmatism like me, I definitely suggest putting the liner on top. And that will combat that. It's all about what works for you. But this is the finished product for the eyeshadow portion of the fox eye. I do want to note that in order to get this a full look, you definitely want to do your lashes and your concealer in the way that I'm going to tell you next. So what does that mean? That's more, because I wasn't done. I was not done. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, guys. This look is not finished. You can't just leave it here. You know, everything is a step-by-step process. Stop trying to rush the process, okay? Just click on the next video. I got you covered. It's right here. We have more to do, more to say. There's always something else that can be done. So let's do it. Okay? Oh, did you like the video, though? You liked it? Okay, all right. Now you can click here. Okay. Thanks.